I took the lighthouse job because no one else wanted it. That should have been my first warning. The posting said seasonal caretaker needed. Isolated coastal station, minimal ship traffic. Good pay. No experience required. Just maintain the light, log weather patterns, and report anything unusual. Anything unusual? I remember laughing at that line. My name is Daniel Hayes. I'm 34 years old. And 3 months ago, I became the only person living on Blackwater Point. The lighthouse sits alone on a cliff that drops straight into the Atlantic. No town nearby, no neighbors. Just wind, rock, and endless water. The first week was peaceful. Wake up, check the generator, clean the lens, climb the spiral staircase at sunset, and switch on the light. It's beautiful up there. The beam rotates slowly, cutting across the dark ocean like a giant white blade. Ships rarely pass anymore. GPS made most lighthouses obsolete. This one only stays active because of old maritime laws. Or so I was told. The first strange thing happened on the 10th night. I was up in the lantern room, watching the beams sweep across the water. And for a second, I saw something flash back. Not lightning, not a boat. A pulse, white, sharp, in the distance. I leaned closer to the glass. Nothing, just black waves. I told myself it was reflection. My own beam bouncing off mist. But the next rotation, it happened again. Flash, far beyond where any vessel should be. Perfectly timed. 3 seconds after my light passed over that section of ocean. That's when I felt it, the feeling that it wasn't random. It was responding. I logged it as possible reflection anomaly. Didn't sleep much that night. The 11th night, I brought binoculars, waited, sweat on my palms. The beam rotated, swept over the water. 1, 2, 3 flash, same location. I raised the binoculars immediately. There was nothing there. No buoy, no ship, no structure, just open ocean. And yet, another flash, short, controlled, precise, not like lightning, like intention. By the 15th night, I stopped pretending it was coincidence. It only flashed after my beam hit that section of water. Never before, never randomly, always in response. I tested it. On the 16th night, I turned the lighthouse off for 30 seconds. Against protocol, the ocean went completely dark. No beam, no sweep, and there was no flash. My heart pounded so hard, I thought I'd pass out. I switched the light back on. The beam rotated, swept the usual path. 3 seconds after it hit that spot flash. Longer this time, brighter, as if it noticed. I stopped sleeping properly after that. Started spending every night in the lantern room, watching, waiting. The flashes began changing. Sometimes 2 pulses, sometimes 3, like it was trying to send something. A pattern. One night, during a storm, I saw something else. When the beam passed over the water, I caught a shape beneath the surface. Massive, too symmetrical to be a wave, too still to be debris. It stretched longer than any ship, and when the beam moved away, it disappeared. The flash followed, stronger than ever. I radioed the mainland on day 22, told them I suspected illegal activity offshore. Submarine, smugglers, military exercise. They told me there were no operations scheduled, no ships in that sector, and no reports from satellites. Probably fatigue, Daniel, the supervisor said. Isolation gets to people. Isolation. I started keeping the light on longer than required, rotating faster, changing patterns slightly. Each time I altered it, the flashes adjusted. It was learning, matching me. The worst night was the 31st. The sea was calm, too calm, like glass. I stood at the top of the lighthouse, gripping the railing. The beam turned, swept the water, and this time there was no delay. The flash came immediately, blinding, erect, not from beneath the water, from above it. And then the ocean lit up. Not fully, just enough for me to see the outline. Something enormous just below the surface, circling, its body curved around the lighthouse's cliff base. I couldn't see its head, but I knew it was facing me. The flash came again, but this time it wasn't in the distance. It was directly below, from the water at the base of the rocks. It had moved closer. I shut the lighthouse down completely. Total darkness. I thought if I stopped signaling, it would stop responding. The ocean went black, silent. I waited. Minutes passed. Nothing. I started to breathe again. Then from the darkness below, a slow rising glow. Not a flash. A steady light, climbing through the water, approaching the cliff face, approaching me. It didn't need my signal anymore. It had found me. I turned the lighthouse back on, full power. The beam spun wildly as I overrode the system. I aimed it directly at the glowing shape. The light struck the water, and for the first time, the thing broke the surface. Just slightly, enough for me to see texture. Not skin, not scales, something smoother, like glass, and within it, more lights. Hundreds of them, blinking, mimicking the rotation of my beam, copying it, learning it. The final flash wasn't from the ocean. It came from the sky. Behind me, I turned slowly, and out beyond the sea dozens of distant pulses answered. Not one, not two, many, scattered across the horizon. As if my lighthouse hadn't been warning ships. It had been calling something, and now they were calling back. I don't know how long I've been up here now. The radio stopped working days ago. The flashes don't wait anymore. They happen constantly. Closer every night. Sometimes I see shadows moving beneath the water, even during daylight, waiting for sunset, waiting for the signal. And the worst part? Even when I turn the lighthouse off, the beam still rotates. The machinery hums. The light shines on its own. And 3 seconds after it sweeps the water, something flashes back. Not from the ocean anymore, but from the sky. And it's getting brighter every night. Subscribe for more.